so this is the look at the titles that I'm looking forward to of new number ones, and titles that maybe other people might like as well. So it's like the revised version. What I used to do, where I highlighted every single new title that was coming out in future months. So this is for new number ones that are coming out in September. So start with the week, sort of 4th of September. The first one that will spotlight is Exceptional X-Men number 1. This is by Eve Ewing, writing, and Carmen Canero, artist. So this is the third X-Men team book. So you've got Adjectiveless X-Men, Uncanny, and now Exceptional X-Men. And so this one's led by Kitty Pryde, or Kate Pryde as she's called now. She's still Kitty. This one's $4.99, 40 pages. I'm not getting it. To be honest, I don't know if I'll get any of the X-Men ones. Reason being, what I don't like is how, if it's a name writer like Gail Simone or is it Jed McKay, they put in an extra dollar on the title. So, say for example, if this was the Uncanny X-Men number 1, it'd be $5.99. So I don't understand Marvel's pricing policy. It's crazy. So yeah, there we go. So if you're looking forward to that, good on you. I'm not saying it's a bad comic. I'm not going to invest in the X-Men titles. I'll just get the collected, or if they do a UK version with Panini. So let's see if there's anything else for this week. There was I think. Oh yeah, there's a anniversary issue, Star Trek number 500, so that'll be taken into consideration. I think all the other iterations of the Star Trek comic. So that's the cover. So there'll be various writers and artists on that. So it's $6.99, so it's quite steep, but there is 52 pages. I get some Star Trek comics, but I just get them as and when digitally. They are good read. I do recommend them if you're into Star Trek. I think that could be it for this particular week. Oh, there is another one. This one I'm definitely getting. Black label title, cardstock cover, 32 pages, $4.99. Plastic Man No More. This is Plastic Man with a touch of body horror. So basically, what would happen if Plastic Man's body betrayed him? And it's written by Christopher Cantwell. He could be really good or really meh. So hopefully he's really good. Artist Jacob Edgar. I'm not familiar with him. I do like the cover. It's a 4 or 5 issue, I think. $4.99. I'm going to be getting that one. I do like a bit of Plastic Man. And Black Label books very rarely disappoint unless it's Frank Miller on it. And I like old school Frank Miller, but his recent stuff, not so much. Anything else standing out? Oh yeah, this is another standout one. This one I will get, but I think I'll get this in collected because of the publisher. It's Boom. Boom Studios charge $4.99 for all the comics, and they're not very high quality. It's like they really are floppy, but the trade paperbacks are really reasonably priced. And the shops I go to, it's buy 2 get the third one for free, so it's a no-brainer. So I will get it, but I will get it in collector's edition because they normally bring out the collector's editions quite quickly. But this is a new Jeff Lemire one. It's called Minor Arcana, and it's going to be an ongoing. He's doing the artwork. First issue, it's got a lot of pages. So I don't know. It's Jeff Lemire. I do like Jeff Lemire. So I could end up swallowing my words and end up buying it in comic format. But is it just 48 pages, $4.99, and next month for normal pages It's still $4.99. Oh, but yeah. So it says it's meant to be like his version of a Vertigo comic, like his love letter to '90s Vertigo. So yeah, definitely interested in that. I'll get it one way or the other, either collected or comic format. Let's put it that way. So that's, for me, that is the release for this week. Pardon me, I'm still full of hay fever. And got these in because my fringe was driving me mad. I trimmed it, and it's fine when my hair's down, but when it's up, it just. And again, you don't need to know that. I'm just waffling. Oh, another one I'm going to buy. And this is why I'm being strict with what I buy on a regular basis, because I've fallen in love with Distillery. And I've got a new one coming out. It's called The Missionary. So $8.99 as always the case. So it's their big European style format like the Black Label ones. 48 pages, cardstock wraparound cover. With Ryan Stegman, solid writer. And solid artist as well. And Jason Howard doing the artwork. So it's kind of like a supernatural one. But a religious man who accepts, basically he has something bad happen to him, so he accepts the help of this demon. Very eye-catching cover. Don't want to read too much because I don't like to find out too much what a Distillery comic's about. I like to dive in blind as much as I can. So I'm really looking forward to that. That's a definite must-buy for me. So my two comics for that week is Minor Arcana and the Distillery one, the Missionary or whatever it's called. Yeah, the Missionary. So yes, I'm just focusing. I normally just focus on Image, Marvel, and DC. But I'm going to include Distillery as well because I like Distillery and it's my fucking program. So the next one up is the week, the 11th of September. One to look out for, I'm not going to show the picture, but one to look out for, if you're a Star Wars fan, they're stopping Star Wars and Darth Vader comics with issue 50 each, and they're going to be expensive, $7.99. Marvel and the money grabbing ways. Worst company going. I'm not on about the comics, I'm just on about the business practices. They're not fair to the fan base. Another one from Marvel. I was going to buy this, but I don't know if it's going to stick. It's the price point again. It's by Saladin Ahmed, who's a good writer. I know he gets a lot of flack from people, but I think he's a good writer. Art's by Martin Coccolo, who did the Immortal 4. That's the cover. $4.99, 40 pages. But is it going to be like that for that issue? Is it going to be $4.99 for the regular one as well? So I don't know. I'm going to I think I'll look at that one in the store before deciding to put it on my pull list if I do put it on. And I think it could get overshadowed by the Jonathan Hickman and Greg Pillow comic as well. I think it's bad timing on Marvel's part. I don't understand their logic there. So that's a major issue for this week. Let's see if there's anything else. Lots of spin-offs of ongoing event comics. Another Distillery. Oh my god, they're bringing out more. I could cope with Distillery because of them being $8.99. I could cope if they do one book a month, but I don't know if I could cope with two in weeks of each other. But they're so good. But this is Chip Zdarsky, who I'm hot and cold about at the moment, and the David brothers and Marcus Tove, and it's a sci-fi adventure. Again, I'll look at this on the shop. The other one looks more appealing for me. Time Waits, I don't know about this one, but it's Distillery. Ooh, I don't know. I might have to rejig my comic list again. So that's tempting. There's a mini-series from Image. I might get this in just digital format. I tend to do that for lots of Image minis. Just get the occasional one or two. This is called... There was a series called Dead Eyes. I never read it. This is called Dead Eyes is Back. And it's by Jerry Duggan, John McCrea, who I do love as an artist. $3.99. So if you read the original Dead Eyes, this might appeal to you. So it's miniseries, $3.99. Eye-catching cover by John McCrea. And is that everything for this week? Yeah, if we're just sticking to the 4 publishers, because DSTLRY now have joined the ranks, just because of my liking them so much. I think that is it. Otherwise, if I did the other publishers, we'd be here all night. There is literally just too many publishers nowadays, which is good, more variety. And then we're on to we're on to the 18th of September now. So I don't know if it's 3 weeks, 4 weeks. I don't know if it's 4 weeks or 5 weeks in September for comics. So we'll soon find out. This one I'm interested in. There's an Elseworlds one, Batman the Barbarian. This is coming out bi-monthly, so every 2 months. Not bi-weekly as people think it means for coming out every 2 months. Don't know where they got that from. But it's 40 pages, $4.99. And it's by Greg Smallwood, writing and drawing. And it's Batman the Barbarian. So it's Batman but set in barbarian days, so basically Batman meets Conan. Yeah, that'd be great. And like I said, apparently it's meant to be bi-monthly, that one, so it'd be coming out every 2 months, which is understandable because obviously if he's doing everything, they'll want time for it to come out. I'm just wondering when that I've forgotten all about it, just got it then, remembered it then. The Brian Hitch and Mark Waid Superman title, will that ever see the light of day, number 2? That kind of disappeared. So like I said, there are other comics coming out during this time, but I'm just focused on the ones that really catch my eye. There's a new Batman Long Halloween series. This is the last Halloween. In this week they're doing the Zero, I think, which is a reprint of the last of the Tim Sale one. And then from there they'll be launching into a 12 or 13 issue series with different big name artists doing each individual issue, with Jeff Loeb writing it, kind of like a tip of the hat loving tribute to Tim Sale. I think it's a really nice idea that they're going something that they're originally going to do together, and they're going to carry on with other people. I think it's just like a nice love letter to the impact that Tim Sale had on the comics community. I was going to get Werewolf by Night, and I'm not sure if I am going to now, because issue 2 again is $4.99, and I'm trying to trim down on to getting too many $4.99 books. There is one that I'm getting now, which is an Image comic, so again, this could be another reason not to get Werewolf by Night. It's only $3.99. I think it's 9 issues or 10 issues, and it's called The Moon is Following, and it's by Danny Warren Johnson writing, Riley Rossmo doing the artwork, and it's like a sci-fi adventure. And I love Riley Rossmo. He gets quite a bit of flack from people, and I don't get it. If you don't, not every artist has to look like Jim Lee. I like artists who have character. I like Jim Lee, but I like Jim Lee for being Jim Lee. I don't like Jim Lee clones. Get your own style. So let's have a look further down. So that one would be really good. I think that would be. I would recommend, if you're interested in Danny Warren Johnson, if you have a reserve list at your comic shop, put that on, because that will sell out. He's got to be the hottest creator, whether he's writing or illustrating. Anything by him will sell out. If you're a Mutant fan, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles fan, I am, but I get the collected edition. I get the odd collected edition. Don't go so heavy into Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. But there's a new series. That's here. they've gone DIDW with the Mutant Ninja Turtle titles. And it's called Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Nation, so it's spinning off from the run that what's just finished, so it's focusing on the rest of the Mutant Nation, but it's $5.99 for 40 pages. Sorry, they're doing a Marvel trick there and it's just not worth it. I don't like how they've put an extra dollar on it, anything that's Ninja Turtle related now. These are sour taste in the mouth. They'd sell more if they kept them at $3.99. More people buy them. You're pricing it out of, especially turtles, because that'll price it out of a lot of like teenagers' price range, and a lot of the teenagers like turtles. Anyway, I don't run any comic companies, so it's not my place to say. There's a new Marvel one, Spirits of Vengeance, and it's all the Spirits of Vengeance. So Johnny Blaze, Danny Ketch, Robbie Reese on the hood, and Kushala. It's by Saber Pizzardo. Not got a clue. And art by Sean Damian Hill. Not got a clue. I don't get Marvel anymore. They've got Jed McKay, who writes about 50 titles for them. Hickman does a few others. And there's a few like A-list writers, about 3 A-list writers on Marvel. But the rest are just made up of who? Has DC managed to poach all the good writers and artists now? So yeah, plus it's $4.99 for an unknown quantity of creative team. You're paying for the name of the Spirits of Vengeance. You're paying the 90s tax now for this. I know, no, I don't know. If it was $3.99, I might give it a try, but not for $4.99 for a standard size comic. It's too dear, and like I said, I just don't. No, that's a miss for me. But if you're a die-hard Ghost Rider fan, you've got to have everything with them in. There you go. Let's have a look. And there's a one-shot Deathlock 50th anniversary special. Now, I might have been tempted for this if it was a proper anniversary. It had like 50 pages, you know, if it was a one-shot. It's a standard size one, but again, $4.99. Nice cover though. But no, looks like Marvel now are, because they said a while back that they're going to be doing a lot more $3.99 comics and a lot less miniseries. They've got a huge increase in one-shots, a huge increase in miniseries, and a huge increase in prices. So they were bullshitting. Because there's been a lot of retailers moaning about how they price the comics. Some have said, oh, no, we're going to be changing it. It's about early this year, I think. Or it could have been earlier than that. But they did it for a little bit, but now they've gone back to their old ways. Which is crazy when you think they're the biggest comic company, owned by the biggest entertainment company, Disney. No, rant over. I'm trying not to rant too much. Like I said, I would buy more Marvel comics, but they just price it out of my enjoyment level. I don't mind paying $5.99, say for example, like a Zatanna Black Label comic, because it's beautifully presented. It's cardstock cover. There's no adverts at all in it, even on the back cover, internal back cover. No adverts. Just first 2 pages of story, beautiful art. It's complete. This I'm excited for, from Image again. So many good Image at the moment. DC and Image, I think, are my favourite companies, apart from obviously 2000 AD, which is my all-time favourite comic. But it's called the Tin Can Society. It's a mystery filler, $4.99, but it's 40 pages, and it will be 40 pages when it's from Image, so it won't be like just 20 pages of story and loads of ads. But it's a mystery thriller by Peter Warren and Francesco Mobili on artwork. I've no idea who they are really, but I love that cover. It was the cover that sold it for me. So yeah, I'll be giving that a try. Just not made up my mind whether it would be physical or digital. And is that it for this week? There's an old dog one-shot operations. I'm not going to show the picture because I'm not that interested. I'm not really invested in that comic. Definitely show it for other people. And another reason I'm not going to show it is because I'm not going to buy it because it's $7.99, but it will be a chunk. I think it's about 60 pages or something. But yeah, it's not one I've really gravitated towards. Yeah, so that's it for that week. So we're on to the 25th. So this is the final week. Let's have a look if there's any new issues to get excited about. From DC Comics, this is one I get in collected edition. It's a landmark because this is a series that initially was going to be, I think, 6th issue, then it became 12th issue, then it became ongoing, and it's Poison Ivy. It will now be up to issue 25, so it's 48 pages, $5.99. G. Willow Wilson carrying on the main story, and there'll be some backups as well. Gorgeous cover. So that's just really good that a lower tier DC villain has made such a successful comic, and that's down to the quality of having an ongoing writer and a pretty consistent artist all the way through it. You don't see that in a lot of companies. I'm not going to name any names, but yeah, I think that deserves, especially when it's a female character as well, who often get overlooked. And one thing I will say for DC, they do a lot more female front characters than Marvel done. Kudos to them, and a lot more companies should do. Bring a bit of diversity in. I'm not just all about gender and sexuality, but just makes it up a bit, makes it more fresh and exciting. So the last week in September, I think, could be a quiet week for new ones. So the Lost Halloween launches properly then with issue 1. And this has artwork by Eduardo Risso, colouring by Dave Stewart, and Tim Soul doing the cover. So that's where they start with like the different artists doing all the other issues now. So that would be a beautiful comic. I've not decided how I'm going to get that, if I'm going to just wait for the trade or get the ongoing. But it's tempting. It's very, very tempting. I cannot deny. And I think that might be it, actually. The only ones I've not really mentioned has been like I said, some like the spin-off ones from ongoing event comics. Oh, there's another distillery. Fuck me. 3 distillery books in 1 month. That is a lot. They're ramping up, so... And this one really tempts me because it's Jamie McKelvey, who's just gorgeous artwork, and he's quite a solid writer. And to see him do his own creative stuff, it looks so good. Okay. I'm going to have to rearrange how I budget. I'm going to have some more comics. Just going to have to go on the chopping block just so I can get some more distillery. It's an addiction, but it's a gorgeous format, and they're done in 3 or 4 issues. So that'll be good. $8.99, Jamie McKelvey. Again, I'm not going to bother reading the synopsis. I want to keep it fresh for me, so I'm sorry about that. You can look it up if you want to know. I came to Distillery quite late, so it's been quite nice because it's been nice to get most of the back issues. The only series I haven't dived into is Blasphemous, because I'm not a huge fan of Mercrandolfo, and I missed out on Somnus. I might get the collected edition of that one because that does look nice, even if it could be a bit steamy. So, oh, this one is of interest. I might get it, I might not, but I do like the artist. It's Cal Hutz, who is an amazing, especially horror artist. The writer is Cal Starks, who is wonderful, just wonderful. I prefer him to Chip Zdarsky, to be honest. He's very underrated. I think he's just on the cusp of being huge. I know he did the Peacemaker one, which really helped put his name out there. But he deserves much more. I'd love to see him do an ongoing comic from DC, and especially this character. So there's going to be this very long-winded introduction to this comic. So there's going to be a Lobo cancelled comic, one shot. So Cal Hutz, as I said, doing the artwork. And it's going to be cardstock cover, $5.99, but 48 pages. Good value. I don't mind with that. I don't mind. So yeah, it says get ready for the sleaziest, scummiest specials to grace the DCU, you bastard. Fetus Giz. So yeah, if I've got a bit of extra pocket money that week, that could be coming home with me. And I think that's the perfect one to leave it on. So those are my picks for the month of September. New titles coming out, and a few that I'm not going to get, but they might be of interest to you. And yeah, let me know what you're thinking of getting. If there's any of these that have perked your interest, are you going to be trying the new X-Men titles? Or are you like me? Do you think they've kind of like going to be glutting the market with too many titles all at once? Because I think they're adding more and more reveals. I think there's going to be about 16 titles in total eventually. I love the X-Men, but I don't love them that much. I don't love anybody that much. So yeah, that's it. Like I said, leave comments in the comments section if any of those titles have tickled your fancy. And what do you think of DSTLRY? Do you think they're well worth the money? I do. I think for me, I'd be quite happy if all comics went in that format. I don't puff buff one of my sleeves. They stand up perfectly well as like a graphic novel does on my bookcase, and I love it. It's that nice European flavour. So that's it. Okay, bye. See you soon. Bye.